Good day and good afternoon, and welcome to MSQ stream with me, Chaiji, when you can just call me Kai. This stream, we're just doing the new MSQ stuff, so, I mean, if you don't want to get spoilers for that, this is your warning. The game plan is we just do the whole thing. I have a few friends already waiting in the wing when we get to the dungeons and stuff like that. We know there's going to be a new dungeon, a new trial. And whenever there are people talking and no voiceover, I will do the voiceover. So, hopefully you'll enjoy that. Maybe that makes the MSQ more fun for you. So that also means that if you're doing it, you could technically skip everything and just have me tell you what happens. But, with that said, hey and goodbye, Taldemar. Hey Ham. Hey and goodbye, Agent Monica. Hey Caetsu. Hey Angel. Hey Aerodel. Hey Lana. And hey Mizunashii. Hope you're all doing very well. But let's get to it. Ah, Caetsu, your timing could not have been better. If you have a moment, we have some things we'd like to share. Excellent. We'll just wait for Lamachi. She should arrive shortly. Caetsu! Glad to see you here too! Kai, can you start with your female voice acting chops? No, I can't. Speak of the devil, let's catch each other up, shall we? Right, I'll go first if nobody minds. I've been back to Tuliolal and spoke with Kona. I told him all about the records left behind by Gululja's mother, as well as Sphene's reappearance. We decided that I should remain in the dome until things settled down more. But while I'm Gululja's guardian, I'm also a foreign ruler. I'll have to take care not to appear as though I'm meddling in Alexandrian politics. That's all from me. Fantastic, we're having a stand-up. As for the rest of us, we've been keeping track of this new Sphene. She has been making regular appearances before the people. And each time she does, she encourages them to become endless. Alas, much else about her remains a mystery, including why she's chosen to reveal herself now. On our end, we've confirmed that only those wearing regulators have had their knowledge of Queen Sphene's death altered. Someone must have tampered with the devices to remove any and all memories of the event, though we haven't yet identified the perpetrator. Given recent events, Sphene is the chief suspect. Many believe that the Queen of Reason is alive and well, and remember her funeral as a memorial for those lost in the attack. Needless to say, this has proven confusing for those with more accurate recollections. We'll carry on with our investigation. I'll head to Earth and Sky now and coordinate with our people there. Earth and Sky? There's one other matter, the highlight of this gathering, you might say. We'd like you to meet a certain someone. By all means, where's this person now? In the break room. Are we not in the break room? She's unwell, and Stola and Alice have been tending to her. They'll be able to explain things. I want to see how she's doing, so I'll come too. The break room is at the end of the hallway through that door. We can go whenever you're ready. I thought this was the break room. Is this not the break room? I thought this was the break room. We're in the back rooms, right. So we have the back rooms and the break room. Hey cat, hope you're doing well. They're multiplying! Now there's more of them!
What is she doing here? We just heard she was busy spreading talk of becoming endless among the Alexandrians. What's going on here?
She is not who you think she is. Not the Queen of Reason, who has made a miraculous return. but an individual of flesh and blood, possessed of a soul. We chanced upon her in living memory, but she collapsed before we could exchange words. We decided to bring her here for now.
Her body was suffused with lightning ether, which caused a debilitating paralysis. Ishtola reached out and informed me of her condition, and I came with epoxy as fast as I could. We're now waiting to see if the treatment was effective.
Judging by her appearance, the circumstances of our encounter, and her extreme ethereal aspect, I am all but certain that she is the one from whom the Endless Sphene was created. The original Queen Sphene of Alexandria.
What? But how can that be possible?
Look, Vuklamat. Most of us here have existed 5-10 years and not changed even remotely. Are you sure you're surprised?
The real Sphene died of illness 4 centuries ago.
Well, maybe she's just really ill now.
I died. Whatever do you mean? I am not dead. I'm not. What is this place? Where is everyone? Otis and Zelenia? And who are you people?
Yeah, I suppose I stand out a bit.
Calm down. We mean you no harm. You've been unwell, and it wouldn't do to strain yourself. Please, help me. I don't understand any of this.
Of course. But if I might confirm some things first. You are Queen Sphene of Alexandria, are you not?
Yes. Yes, I am.
And ere you awoke here, you were in another unfamiliar place. Is that correct?
I opened my eyes and saw a strange, dark room. Outside, there were towering buildings, clad in electrope.
You slumbered at the heart of that city for many years, within a facility called the Meso Terminal. Many things have come to pass during that time, some of which you may find upsetting. Are you sure you wish to learn of them?
In that dark room, there was an electrope casket, designed to preserve its occupant in cold stasis. Until the terminal and its systems were recently shut down. That was where you were kept, in all likelihood. Since the time of the Old Kingdom, for 4 centuries.
What? Do you speak true? I've been asleep for that long. 400 years.
Well, you kept real nice, all things considered.
Our records say that Queen Sphene succumbed to the rampant lightning energies unleashed during the storm surge. But it seems the truth is rather different.
I do not believe that you're lying, so please, tell me everything that has happened. Everything. Well, very well. But let us do so with care, lest we cause you undue strain. Now, while I should like more of us to assist, it isn't practical to gather everyone, so I will summon Grahatia and Kryl for now. Oh boy. Hey Gazel, hope you're doing well. Imagine waking up and see someone wearing all pink. Wouldn't be the most threatening thing to wake up to, would it? Maybe a weird thing, but threatening?
I know this has all been a lot to take in, but how are you feeling? Physically, I mean.
Much better now, thanks to Y'shtola and Alice's ministrations. In fact, I can scarcely remember the last time I felt so hale.
Hail! Hail!
I know not how to repay them, not only for coming to my aid, but for telling me about my kingdom besides.
I don't think they're ones to keep score. Isn't that right?
They're comrades you can rely on. Of course they gave people an option to call Y'shtola Mom.
She's known those two for a long time. You can trust in her judgment. Besides, you helped to prove that their treatment works here as well. With this success, they'll be able to help others in Alexandria who suffer from the same illness. Few things could make them happier.
I see. Full glad am I to know that we may cure the affliction after so long. So very long. I steeled myself having been warned, but it's difficult to come to terms with everything.
Sphene? Maybe going out and seeing it would help. Alexandria as it is now.
Oh, great idea! There's no substitute for seeing things with your own eyes. That said, there is a chance that you'll run into the other Sphene. Still want to take a look, even so?
Put on a big hat.
It would be a lie to say I do not feel anxious, but I wish to walk among the people, to hear their voices and learn about their realm.
We can go together!
Truly, I would be honored.
Then allow us to show you the sights.
Thank you, Wuklamat.
That is also an interesting little detail there, because the memory Sphene had gone over to call Wuklamat Lamachi. This one just calls her Wuklamat, either because she doesn't know anyway, or because she doesn't feel that it is right. Jose Free Life, hope you're doing well. Mizunagi says if it was Danganronpa, I would be concerned if it was all pink. Oh yeah, true. Just, yeah, blood. Yeah, it's pink in this world. For some reason. Thank you as well, Caetsu, for your kindness. The endless Sphene. You knew her, did you not? It may take time for both of us to come to terms with this situation. Myself especially, but I recognize that I must. I may still be here, but the world I knew is gone. Money. Before heading out, I should put on more suitable attire. There's a modern outfit among the items Shale has prepared for me, I believe. If you would wait outside, I should only need a moment. Alright, take your time. Now we're in the back room again. The break your back room. Doot.
Apologies for keeping you waiting. I've never worn such clothing before.
I had a feeling it would be something like this.
Oh, that really suits you.
It's like you're a different person. Hey Kylan, hope you're doing well.
I had much the same impression. I had only ever worn skirts, you see. But it seems appropriate for a new beginning.
A moment before you head out. Circumstances being what they are, we thought it best to come up with a way to distinguish you from the other Sphenes, and we should probably settle on this now rather than later.
I suppose it could get pretty confusing.
She does not have a regulator.
First, we propose calling you simply Sphene. As for the former Queen of Reason, Endless Sphene should suffice.
What about the new one who's been addressing the citizens?
Despite being the spitting image of Endless Sphene, we know she's a different entity. So we were thinking of calling her a Simulant, after imitation stones.
I see. Well, they're definitely not the same. And that's as good a way as any to draw a distinction. But what do you think, Sphene? Is that all right with you?
Rest assured, I have no objections. When I am in the city, however, I intend to keep both my face and name secret.
Yeah, that feels very dagger, doesn't it, Ardell?
For the people of today's Alexandria know only the Endless Sphene.
She has a big hood, by the way.
We're sorry to subject you to such ignominy.
No, I myself would rather not invite complications, so it is quite all right. Thank you for your concern, Shale. Let us be off then. I am in your capable hands.
That you are. First, we'll head to the entrance of Solution 9.
Good idea. We should start from scanning Port 9. I'll do my best to explain things.
It has been a while, Kylan. That's nice. Easy 10 million made. Well, minus any expenses, of course. Let's walk over here and talk. And then let's walk over here and talk. And then let's walk over here and talk. $50k expension is not that much. That is very nice. That lady wants to talk with Lamachi, so while they're busy, I'll tell you about what we can see from here. Is there any place that interests you? She's not hiding her face that well, I'm just saying. There are so very many, I can't decide where to begin. And why don't we let Caetsu choose? Of course. The following event cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending duty finder registrations. Explain the size to Sphene? No. No. You do it, Gololja. You offered. The Nexus Arcade. There are lots of different shops at the Nexus Arcade, selling everything you need, and it's always full of people out doing their shopping. We don't have a market board though, because that would be too convenient. The Endless Sphene gave Caetsu and Lamachia a tour of the place. I remember watching them from a distance. The castle town I knew had a main thoroughfare that was lined with shops. Whenever I visited, the citizens would come and speak with me about matters great and small. Just like that lady is doing now with Vuklamat. The lady talking to Lamachite just came back from Tuliolal. It was her first time since being trapped in the barrier 30 years ago. She has family in Alexandria now, so she had to return. But the train made it safe and easy for her to make the journey, and it's all thanks to everyone's hard work. There was once a railroad connecting Alexandria and neighboring Lindblom, but operations were suspended when relations deteriorated. Eventually, the tracks were removed entirely. To see that a railroad now connects us to our new neighbors is gratifying. Especially considering that our history began with war, with Alexandria the aggressor. In continuing to strive for peace, Tuliholal's leaders have shown great magnanimity, and I can't help but be moved. Magnanimity. If you're tuned to lane node 9, you can teleport back here anytime you want. You can also use it to teleport to other locations in Solution 9. It makes it easy to get around. That's the mode of travel that utilizes aether currents, yes? We had the same in my time, but when the storm surge broke out, such nodes were sealed off to prevent enemy use. That is interesting. But also something we've seen in the past. Like how you couldn't connect to the Yulmore aetherite, I suppose, until it made sense. They just didn't, like, it was very gamified reasons why you couldn't. Whereas it wasn't, like, blocked off, really. And after the war, the etheric balance across the entire world had collapsed. Not only was travel outside the barrier ill-advised, the act of teleportation itself had become dangerous. We had to abandon the nodes altogether. It is heartening to see them available again for the use of one and all. In the government sector, there's a counter where citizens can get matched to jobs. There's also a soul exchange, but no one goes there much these days since there aren't many souls in circulation. Oh, really? I'm unsure how I feel about regulators and the treatment of souls as a resource. You're telling me that? I understand the grief of those who have lost loved ones and the desire to escape the sorrow of death. Even so, I would never wish to forget. My parents, Otis... Villains! Zelenia, I want to remember them all. I am reluctant to impose my personal beliefs upon others, though. Otis is the best. Hey Caetsu, hope you're doing well. Sorry about that, I got a little carried away with the conversation. It's alright, Caetsu and I told her about the places we can see from here. Really? That's great! Right then, why don't we stroll through the residential sector and then stop at Mosaic? We can take a break there. Hey Nox, hope you're doing well. Look, at some point, there has to be a possibility that the quest designers are doing it deliberately to be funny. At some point, it has to be deliberate. Speak with Vuklamat. That sounds familiar. Quest text changes. Speak with Vuklamat again. We've been walking for a while, so let's rest our feet, eh? Drinks on me. Sphene, Caetsu, the two of you go ahead and order first. Oh boy, does my choice matter? Hey, Milo and Shadowtail, hope you're doing well.
So many different drinks. I can't decide.
Well, they have a lot of choice. I have one.
Ooh. I'll have this, please. A Dali coffee.
Of course. I should warn you though. Dali beans are an older variety known for their strong bitterness. Still want one?
That sounds perfect for her.
The bitterness is the best part. Have you decided as well?
Oh, fantastic! Sweet cocoa with extra cream on top. Yes, please.
I understand completely. The allure of something sweet can often be too strong to resist.
I feel like I should feel offended here.
I'll have your drinks ready in a moment.
Pray return to the royal cat girl.
They're certainly well liked. It's a wonderful feeling, spending time with the people. But they're not my people anymore, are they? Their city, their way of life, even the ground upon which they tread. I am a stranger to it all. The weight of the long years is finally beginning to sink in.
Your Majesty, is that you?
I said it!
Well...
That's a terrible disguise.
I'm sorry to disappoint, but I am not Queen Sphene, though I'm often told we look alike.
There you are. How many times have I told you not to go off alone? I'm sorry he bothered you, Mom. Come now, we're going home.
Bye, not Queen Sphene.
In fairness, she didn't give him a name to
I don't
use.
know that boy, nor does he know me. No one does. Another harsh reminder that I have no place here.
I mean, you're kinda actively digging a hole for you to not be in.
Yet, no matter how much things have changed, I am happy. I am. For Alexandria has endured. Our sacrifice was not in vain.
Guzzle, the adult got distracted by the pink dragon and didn't recognize. Huh? That's the game plan. Just distract the people with a big bright outfit next to the person that they don't need to see. Very
Even so, I cannot help but feel lonely.
It's a very fancy cup. Fancy cup, fancy cup. The classics end sad scene. Quest complete. Victory! Give an awkward hug. In search of meaning? Sphene is digging a hole for herself when you just sit there silently. That's true, Shadowtail. Sometimes that is what they need, just being allowed to speak. But sometimes what they need is also be told, also to hear that it isn't true, I feel. Anyway, forgive me, I didn't mean to darken the mood. Well, I mean... Still, I feel better for having shared my feelings with you. Thank you. By the way, what happened to Vuklamat? Was she not supposed to meet us here? I'm sorry I'm not being much of a guide. I don't usually get approached this often. It's quite all right. The people have been through so much. It's only natural for them to seek comfort and assurance from someone they trust. Besides, I was able to relax with a delicious cup of coffee and have a lovely chat with Caetsu. I appreciate your understanding. Right then, where to next? We could take a look inside the Nexus arcade, but it can probably wait for when we actually need something. In that case, let's head back to the recreation zone. There's plenty to see on True View. Let's go over here and talk. Taldemar mentioned a funny little quirk to the new jog effect. It is only granted if you let sprint run out normally. Funny, right? My quest is bugged? Oh yeah, I see. What? I'm pretty sure I need to speak with Vuklamat, right? That's how this works. Weird, yeah. Vuklamat is kneeling. He looks pale. We need to find a place for him to rest. Thank you. I was on my way to attend to some business when the memory of being killed here came flooding back. The danger's past, I know, but the terror lingers. For all the comfort I've offered others in my work, I can't seem to comfort myself. Oh boy. That's bad. Try as I might, I can't shake this fear. My courage has completely deserted me. The citizen is overcome with fear. He may need someone to rally his spirits to recover. Yeah, bonk him on the back. That'll work. Thank you. I feel better already. Your encouragement was exactly what I needed. Nox says, well, I'm rallied from that. But where are my manners? My name is Malachite, and I am an usher. An usher? Isn't that a musician? They're the ones who came to those without long to live, right? But given everything that's happened, I expect your duties have changed. That's correct. We no longer attend to the dying. It is only after they have passed away in their family's care that we convey their remains to a government storage facility. A storage facility? What for? Indeed, what for? Henceforth, we must enter the deceased, but as the specifics are undecided, the bodies must be kept in cold storage for the time being. That is disturbing. I didn't know. I heard there were graveyards over by the submerged city, but like funerals, burial customs must be long forgotten. Did you have usher duties? If so, we could help. I'm not actually here in an official capacity, so I'm loath to trouble you further, but since you asked, I shall explain why I've come. I've taken to delivering the personal effects of the departed to their families. Even though their memories have been entrusted to the cloud, I still remember where they once lived. The rule was to dispose of any belongings. To do anything else was strictly forbidden, but it saddened me to see them discarded like waste, so I began secreting away what I could. Of course, I understand that not everyone shares my sentiments, and I leave it to the families to decide what to do with these items. Some accept my deliveries, others reject them. Whether I'm doing the right thing, I cannot say, but I feel the families should be given the choice. Oh, they didn't have it before then? It's important to think about what people leave to us. I want to help. Do you want to help too, Caetsu? Deliveries happen to be my specialty. I'm truly grateful. Now, there are 4 items to be delivered here in the recreation zone. I leave them in your care. Fantastic. I'll hide them under my hat. In the meantime, I will head to the residential sector to make deliveries there. After you've finished, please meet me back here. I would like to know the family's reaction. Guaranteed to arrive in pink packaging. Yep, absolutely. Oh, this package, it's not pink. Well, we have to replace it then. You know, there's been people in Tuliholol who had similar episodes due to the trauma of the siege. Would you mind if I went with Malachite, just to keep an eye on him? Only if you can handle those deliveries without me, of course. It's fine, it's fine. I'm sure he'll be happy for the company. Cat, my favorite part of MSQ has been the sound of 17 minions spawning at once after the cutscene. You mean this one? So, there are 4 items in total to deliver. Right, 3 for people on True View, and 1 for someone over by the Neon Stein. Let's visit them in that order. Might I trouble you to do the talking, Caetsu? I fear my voice may betray my identity. Lead the way, we'll be right behind you. Bop, bop, bop. Onward! Sprint! The way the buildings are all in a row reminds me of the old castle town. Lively as it is here, I can see why Oblivion can blend in. The people around True View seemed scary at first, but most of them are really kind. When I see someone passed out on the street now, I worry if they'll be alright. That's really weird. Weird thing to bring up, Kululja, but sure, why not? Hey Yannick, hope you're doing well. Is there something you need? Entrusted to you by Malachite, this keepsake has been carefully wrapped for delivery. There's something you might need. Ah, so Malachite sent you. He was very considerate when he offered to bring me the keepsake. He stressed that I didn't have to accept it if I felt uncomfortable. I see why some would say no, but I couldn't do that. Not when it's something that belonged to my parents, who I understand now I will never see again. Having spare souls won't save us from the inevitable. That's always been the case, but now I find myself wondering about this and that. Like, how much longer can I afford to muck around with my brothers? But I won't bore you with my ramblings. Thanks for bringing me the keepsake, and give my regards to Malachite. Is Solution 9 instanced? Maybe? Hey, Catfish Jr. Hope you're doing well. What is it? If you're trying to sell me something, I'm not interested. Oh, you brought the keepsake. Thank you. I've been looking forward to this, hoping that it might help me remember, but no such luck it seems. The owner's dead, and they'll never become one of these endless Queen Sphene tells us about. It's a sad thought. Even so, I'm not sure I want to become endless myself. If they're made by putting your memories into a new body made of ether, doesn't that mean you yourself still have to die first? The thought of not having to worry about souls was appealing, so I was happy to receive a neo-regulator, but I've only had doubts since then. If Queen Sphene herself recommends it, I want to believe that all will be well, but still... Sorry, I need to clear my head. Oh, hello. Do I know you? Ah, so this is the keepsake. Truth be told, I've been wavering as to whether or not I should accept it. I mean, it belonged to someone that died. It's got me thinking about what we did to Tulhjola. I didn't even know we'd killed so many of their people. Not until the funeral. What if they decide to retaliate? Wuklamat would never do that. She and everyone in Tulhjola know that my father was to blame for the attack, not the Alexandrian people. Oh dear, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you speak ill of your father. It's just, I can't stop worrying about death, and hearing that they're running out of neo-regulators makes it worse. I don't know what to do anymore. That's everyone on True View. Let's go to the Neonstein. So you can purchase beverages from these machines? That's wonderful. I've always believed that technology should be developed for the benefit of the people. Fantastic. General's favorite energy tonic is a special formula, not like the ones they sell here. I wanted to try one, but Shale wouldn't let me. Yeah, right. Surprise, surprise. I don't know which instance I'm in, but I see that you're here now, somewhere. I think I'm in instance 2. Are you talking to me? Oh, right. This. I can't say it stirs any memories, but it does feel familiar somehow. You know, you look familiar yourself. Where do I know you from? Ah, of course, you're the unenhanced challenger. No, champion. Can't stress how incredible it is what you've achieved without using feral souls. It's a genuine honor to meet you, though not for the first time, I realize. It was at the infusion station in the government sector, and it wasn't my finest moment, as you might recall. You're the one who yelled at Sphene to her face. You're the Arcadian fighter who was desperate for souls. That's right. I'm sorry you had to see me like that. Anyway, seeing as we're meeting probably now, the name's Lysander. I used to fight in the Arcadian, but not anymore. I took Queen Sphene's words to heart and found a new job, one where I can put my knowledge of physical conditioning to use. As you know, lots of people were badly hurt when the mechanical soldiers malfunctioned, and I've been assisting with their rehabilitation. It's not something I ever imagined myself doing, but here we are. Not many people can help others like you can. I think it's great what you're doing. Thanks. It's encouraging to hear that. There's this fellow who has to learn how to walk all over again. Becoming Enders would solve his problems, but he's determined to overcome them the hard way, with the body he's got. Seeing that gave me a newfound appreciation for my own body. It's a gift from my parents, a sturdy thing that survived the arena, and I need to take better care of it. Nani? I'm the only blue-scaled Hobigo besides my father. Lamachi once told me that. I don't know how my father felt about it, and there are times when it hurts to think about the things we share. Still, I don't want to lose that. Even if I could look the same as an Endless, I would never throw away this body. Most people would find it hard to do so, I imagine. Just the thought makes me feel uncomfortable about the whole becoming Endless affair. But I need to get back to work. It was nice talking to you, and thanks for the delivery. Bye. It might be a free life. Spell speed, I guess. I believe that takes care of the deliveries. Thank you for taking charge, Caetsu. From what I've seen and heard, Display and the people held their queen in high regard, and the Simulant has exploited their love and admiration to win over so very many. Come, let us report to Malachite. He should be back at the north of the recreation zone. Spend to melt spell speed with this rate here. I don't think I will. But I did take a moment to consider. I looked over the stats on the crafted set and the normal raid set to think about what tokens I should roll on. But I'm not sure. I feel like focusing more on crit makes more sense, considering there are multiple transpose stats you can use. And I'm not sure how much spell speed would be helpful. But it's more to say, tenacity, piety, and skill speed as grade 11s are typically not very helpful. A spell speed one might be something someone would use, I feel. Thank you for your assistance. With this, every delivery I had planned for today is accounted for. The reactions I received were mixed. While some were glad, others decided they did not want the items after all. How was your experience? Everyone accepted their items, but they all felt differently about them. One person couldn't remember the keepsake's owner, and another couldn't stop worrying about their own death. I see. It's difficult indeed to predict how people may behave when confronted with reminders of loss. Of late, I've come to believe that we are each of us the sum of the moments we've shared with our loved ones. And when they passed away, and we lost our memories of these people, we lost a part of ourselves. It's a thought that saddens me to no end. If our memories of the departed are no longer to be entrusted to the cloud, I wish that those already taken could be returned to us. Good point. Well, my friends, I must resume my formal duties. My thanks again for your aid. Malachite speaks true. Our memories are what define us. They form the path we walk to be where we are. My endless self, I expect, was much alike to me in the beginning. But I cannot become like her no more than she could become like me. For once our paths diverged, so too did our lives and experiences. That's true. Even if we start from the same place, we all have different journeys. At some point, things like our goals and our ways of thinking are bound to change. The endless Sphene was one possibility, a version of myself who made choices I want to believe I never would. I'm beginning to come to terms with the fact I did, though. Huh? Is that? There she is! She's just standing there! Menacingly! The Simulant! She was looking straight at us. If I didn't know better, I'd say she wanted us to follow her. I have a bad feeling about this, but we might not have another chance to figure out what she's up to. We're going after her, right? No, does I keep reading stimulant? Help. It's the stimulant! Hmm. I have arrived! The simulant headed into the street over there. The Neonstein is that way. Let's hurry. I'm ready for battle! Never mind. I wonder where the destination is, guys. And she's gone.
Not here. Let's press on, if only a little further.
Ow.
Hey, are you alright?
So she didn't die. Vexing, but expected.
That was about the strongest bolt we can produce within Everkeep. What now?
We obtain more precise measurements. Narrow the range of variables to avoid unnecessary trial and error. That is the most expeditious course of action.
I know that voice.
You there! Yes, you! We have important business with you. We left something in your keeping. The key to interdimensional fusion. You will kindly return it to us, yes?
Don't have it on me. You ask me that after you try to kill me?
Now that you mention it, the other way around may have been more appropriate. If I had the key, I wouldn't need to be cruel and turn away so many people. Far more than 5,000 could become endless and know eternal happiness.
What? You mean to steal ether from other worlds again?
All is for the sake of his experiments. 'Twas for that reason, you know, that the previous me created the Endless. I pity her. She was forced to attempt the impossible, to turn every soul who dies into an Endless, even though there's no end to them. Admittedly, that was part of the plan. Her desperation would drive her to claim the key and use it. And sure enough, she did just that. I know you had a soft spot for her, Lamachi. So for what it's worth, I'm truly sorry.
I'm sorry.
Alas, we are naught more than pawns, pieces in his grand design.
Don't you dare make light of her love for her people. Don't you dare!
Strike me down if you wish. I shall be made anew. And I doubt many would look kindly upon the vow of resolve of Tuliolol if she attacked a neighboring queen, and not for the first time. Would you be willing to accept the repercussions?
Damn you!
My god, you're right, Cat. We're pawns in his grand scheme. Sphene is actually Sylvanas, and the guy on the screen is the jailer. What do you stand to gain by making everyone endless?
You're speaking to me.
That actually looks pretty cool. This interface is working with.
Our goal is to usher in the next phase of mankind's evolution. Since time immemorial, life has used death to facilitate adaptation in an ever-changing environment. The old and infirm are weeded out, allowing the species to thrive. Generational succession. This has been our survival strategy. Yet, this strategy has long since reached its practical limit. It is outdated. It relies on progeny, which gives rise to unchecked population growth. Resources become scarce, invariably leading to conflict. All the while, death is ever present and robs our species of untold potential. Where man now stands in his evolution, bodies of flesh no longer make sense. What we must strive for next is carefully managed, eternal preservation.
But preservation doesn't lead to development.
Calyx! You're Calyx, aren't you?
You
Dun.
know him?
Dun. Dun.
The young genius who had mastered electrode technology. He founded the scientific collective known as Preservation and devoted himself to developing a cure for the paralysis which plagued our people. Calyx, you always had your gaze set upon the future, and I know you do now.
Oh, he found the light switch. He has not found a bed in a long time, though, as you can see on his face. Cat says the next step in evolution is eternal stagnation, clearly. Yeah, exactly. Well done.
But I beg you, do not deceive the people of Alexandria. Do not manipulate them with this imitation forged from my memories. Well, how rude. Yet, whatever you may say, I'm the one whom the people regard as queen. You may have worn the crown for a few years, but now you are no one. Just a frail, fleshy version of me that could die at any moment. The kingdom has no use for such as you.
Calyx really like reproduced the queen and just went sass meter to 11. There you go. That'll do.
Our demand is simple. Surrender the key. Refusal will necessitate consequences.
With eternity, we may finally be able to beat level 256 in Pac-Man. Also, hey, Clove. Hope you're doing well. Are you alright, Caetsu? Yeah, it's just some thunder damage. Forgive me, I was once able to use healing magics, but my long slumber appears to have sapped my magical reserves. It's frustrating to be so powerless, but perhaps I must accept my newfound limitations. Then play Half-Life 3. Alexandria has no need for Queen Sphene. It's the Queen of Reason, my endless counterpart, that they love. Sorry. And although it is a hard truth to accept, it is nevertheless the truth. I must find a new way to serve. Thank you, Caetsu. You're not You're not alone, and together we can get through anything. Well said, and it just so happens there's something that only you can do right this moment. Let's start with Calyx. What can you tell us about him? He was a prodigy who specialized in the field of electrope and made his mark during the storm surge. Yet, even as he basked in the admiration of his peers, he struggled with an illness he had from birth, which left him with precious little time to live. For him to still be here 4 centuries on, I think it's safe to assume that he too has become an endless. I see. While we're somewhat familiar with preservation, I never imagined we'd cross paths with one of them like this. You know about preservation? We do. They're supposed to have created Everkeep's core system as well as the Endless Sphene. Did they? All while I was slumbering. The members of Oblivion have spent a lot of time investigating preservation. We should head to the back room and tell them what's happened. Meanwhile, the rest of the city's like, why did the power cut out for a bit? True. Imagine that, Ham. Like, if you're not a tank, you just straight up your character just whoop, and then it just fades to black.
We've heard what happened. So, preservation has revealed itself at last.
And using the key, they mean to turn even more people into Endless. It seems safe to assume that they too intend to steal ether from the other reflections. But unlike the previous Sphene, they have no intention of saving everyone. Calyx, of all people, would know precisely how much ether is required to sustain an Endless. Thus, he is able to set a realistic limit to their creation, without being swayed by emotion.
Carefully managed eternal preservation. Whether or not this can be considered an evolution, 'tis plain that man's very existence would be forever changed.
Say, if this Calyx is as brilliant a scientist as everyone says, could he have been the one who erased everyone's memories of Endless Sphene's death?
That is a possibility. though I cannot speak to his motives.
Though Calyx has outright stated his ultimate goal, how his actions will further this agenda remains unclear. That said, we have seen how anxiety towards death continues to spread amongst Alexandrians. Perhaps the Simulant stokes this fear to entice them to become endless.
Everyone is afraid of death. We try to put it out of our minds, and I do not blame the people for feeling as they do. Nonetheless, I wish to stop the Simulant. I wish to do what I can for those who believe in their queen. Although I wear no crown, were I to forsake the people, then I would truly have no place here.
I don't know if this will help in that endeavor, but I've found something interesting. When I analyzed the sign that Calyx appeared on, I was able to determine the source of transmission. I traced it back to a terminal used only by preservation, located in the Foundation sector.
I also found this meme. Look, it's a dog that spins a giant flail. Isn't that awesome? Anyway, back to serious business.
Foundation sector? That came up in my mother's records, didn't it? It's where the old castle was hidden.
Everkeep was built atop the castle of the former kingdom. Access to the immediate area, the Foundation sector, is highly restricted, with map data accordingly classified.
Ta-ta.
The old castle is inside this tower.
It's an ideal place for preservation to conceal a terminal, I must say. Having existed since the storm surge, they would be familiar with the castle's layout.
But I wonder, would someone so versed in electrope, such as Calyx, be so careless as to leave a trail?
Oh, I expect he intended for us to find the terminal.
It may be a trap, but it's our only lead. What do you think, my friend?
I think the path leads us to a GameCube with a small TV, and Calyx will come out and say, 1v1 me bro, final destination, Fox only, no items. I think a little revenge is in order.
That it is. While I'm glad you're safe, we cannot allow his offense to go unanswered.
If you're set on this course of action, I'll work on getting you access to the Foundation sector. Sit tight for now.
Please, let me come with you. I may not possess any special skills, but I know the castle better than any. So please.
All right. If that's what you want, then we go together. The rest of us will take point and secure the way, and we'll count on you to guide us in the castle.
Nox? Urianger? Thank you for allowing me to accompany you. It may take time for me to find my place in this new Alexandria, but I will. Slowly but surely. Money! And that isn't a scion. Imagine Aradil would know better than me. Move the goalpost real fast. And also true. Horsefont. Sir Aymeric. Oh yeah, and if you start in Gridania, one of the first NPCs that you come into contact with is an elf. Right, I believe I plotted a viable route to the Foundation sector. As we don't have much information on the area, I'll come along and gather geographic data on site. You can leave the navigating to me. Didn't we just agree Sphene was supposed to do the navigating? I'll stay behind this time, but let me know if there's anything I can do to help. Oblivion is fortunate to have a capable adapter like you, Galuja, and no matter what the future holds, your knowledge of Electrope is bound to serve you well. With such dependable support here, we may embark on our mission. Come, let's head to the lift in the government sector. Is Shale the first MSQ-related elf named Shale? Yes. Hey, friends. The minerals naming is really taking sense. Shale, Sphene, Malachite working against preservation. Oh yeah. That is true. Oh man. Wolfsden Pier. There we go. Now you know things are happening. There's no direct lift to the Foundation sector, so we'll have to transfer to another on the way. If we take the wrong lift, we'll end up in the wrong sector. So be sure to follow her instructions. I mean, yes, that makes sense. According to Tishaljar's records, the tower is divided into inner and outer sections below your orogenics. The castle is at the heart of the inner section. So upon arriving at the Foundation sector, we need to make our way inwards. Caetsu, take this communicator with you. Perfect, I'll store it in my hat. It's been modified to track your coordinates, so I'll be guiding you as I collect data. Sounds like we're all set. Let's get going. Before we do the dungeon, I'll have to be right back. But I am bringing my elf and my potat with me, so we'll have to figure out what we do about tank. In the meantime, I'll be right back. And for that time, sanity restored. We have multiple tanks now. You see, we both have Clove and Gazel. And have you both just reached the dungeon, or are one of you on like a rematch with the dungeon? Clove has not done the dungeon. Gazel just waited here. Do I flip a coin? I wish I could bring both of you. Google says Tails. Yep. I wish I could bring everyone, as I always say, and I do mean it. I wish I could. Definitely, Clove. Definitely. Hopefully we can have a full party for that as well. I'm also actually, I've only been doing this MSQ stuff for over an hour, and now I actually get to play Black Mage in a duty. See you in a bit then, Clove. Also, thank you, Kat. Thank you everyone who offered to help. Oh, thank you. Fantastic. It's Sandcake, everyone. Thank you for celebrating 17 months as part of the Cult of the Pink, Milo. This Potat will watch from above. Imaginary tank. There in spirit. Thank you. That's understandable, Angel. Some of the mobs in the dungeon can vibe check. Good to know. I have very little spell speed, and still, with ley lines, it's causing mild issues.
I'm detecting something big. You'll have to deal with it to continue on.
Chilling Chirp. Is that a raid wide? It's probably a raid wide. It's a raid wide. Ow. I should have moved for that a little sooner. Sorry. I was expecting it to move more times. Oh boy, this is gonna hurt. March. Jeffrey says, why do you spam Umbral Soul during downtime? You need to use it 3 times to generate 3 Umbral Hearts. And I spammed it more because that's just like fidget spinner mentality. That used to be a thing you had to do. There was a time where it didn't actually pause the timer. And all that. There used to be a time where there was a timer, of course.
Now, proceed to the access hatch and head inside.
Exactly. What timer? Well, that's the reason. That it's just old habits. But you don't need to use it 3 times to generate 3 hearts while in combat.
Everkeep's construction was apparently a constant
Coffer.
battle against the rising water level. Even during the war, the people labored to maintain the castle. It meant a lot to them.
It's always be casting, not cast 3 times. That is a good point.
Hold on. Someone's jacked communication. Stay alert.
Oh no. Speaking of oh no. Our tank has learned how to teleport.
So, you have come. Let us measure your strength.
Oh, sorry. I don't know why I suddenly felt compelled to immediately thunder it up. Oh, is that a raid wide? Thunderous slash. Oh, okay, I get it now. Just have to follow the images to see where it ends. Eh. Hey Naomi, hope you're doing well. Here comes the raid white. Nice.
That was hardly a challenge, I see. You will show me more. I bid you press on.
Whoops. A little too fast on the trigger, so I forgot to actually use my freeze, and I also just wasted amplifier there, I think. It's big brain time. It's a big telegraph. Just me going, never mind. On the dodging it part. good to hear that, Naomi. I hope you enjoyed it.
You are in trouble thus far, but I have something that may test you yet.
Rick, soldier of soldiering. That's a lot of cannons.
We still lack sufficient data. Very well. Let us see how you perform against this.
It's a door. Oh, sip.
This machine has long guarded these crumbling halls. How will you handle this?
I don't know. Oh.
Let us introduce more weaponry.
Reminds me of Tinder Valley.
Let us see what this is. Perhaps a new approach to assess your adaptability. Still alive. How unfortunate. For you to die here, it would save me trouble later.
I did see that one, but I didn't know what it meant. So it's just like, can't react to it because I don't know what it does. Oh, thanks.
I'm beginning to understand how you were able to defeat Queen Eternal.
Nice.
That will do. We have enough to proceed with an analysis.
Splat. Oh. Oh, that's a difficult one, Mizunagi. The big problem is typically that with the trusts of the duty supports, that they know how to do the mechanic most of the time, but they only do it their way. So if they've decided that they want specific, like, slivers, like pizza slices for that kind of mechanic, you just have to get out of the way, because they're not going to move for you once they've decided. So the best you can do is react slower, which, once you've, like, acquainted yourself with the duty, is probably not a big deal. But until then, like, on your first go, you having to react with less time because you have to let them do it first is a problem. Or can be a problem. Was that a brick? A door or a brick? Like a thick door or a really big brick? Well done, guys!
Alex was measuring our strength. Is that why he contrived to lead us here?
It looks like we've cleared away the machines and beasts. But who knows what else he might have in store.
Oh, me too, Lana. Me complaining that I didn't quite get what the mechanic was trying to do wasn't me saying that's a bad mechanic. It was just me going, I didn't... Like, I could see it coming, but I didn't know what it was gonna do, so I just got hit. I think those are the interesting mechanics. I was also just making fun of the fact that these days every boss opens with a raid wide. Which, like, all 3 bosses did in this particular case. I'll say, Bakash, I hope you're doing well.
From here on out, Sphene and Shale will move with us. Let's find that terminal, but stay alert for more threats.
Small dragon versus big rock. And begin! He could have at least given us something more exciting to fight than just big rock. But I guess it was maximum efficiency or something. Is the trial then immediately after?
Before my illness left me bedridden, I used to walk through here on my way to watch Otis and Zelenia train. You knew Otis, if I'm not mistaken. Zelenia was his second in command in the Royal Knights of Alexandria. Oh, how I loved to see the two of them spar. I once dreamed of fighting by their side, so I studied the magical arts under my tutor. But when I was 15, the storm surge broke out, and both my father and mother passed away. As the new queen, I was forbidden from taking to the battlefield, for our nation would fracture had I died without a successor. Though in the end I could barely move, I regret that I didn't go out there and fight. At least while I still could. My endless self lamented not being able to protect the realm with benevolence. 'Tis a feeling to which I can relate.
Sphene.
Ah, forgive me. 'Twas not my intent to darken the mood. Come, let us press on.
This is one big castle, though. How far does this hallway go? Do you know, Sphene?
Uh-oh.
What?
And here we...
What happened?
Here we are. In a boss arena, it seems. Oh, with lights! Charger! Charger! Oh, he's just standing on air.
Oh, it seems our guest brought company. So this was your doing? It was. We installed a teleporter that is triggered by the presence of the key, you see?
But the key is in my house. Hello?
I'm afraid etheric transmissions cannot penetrate the walls of the throne room. It will take your friends a good while to find you.
I confess the Valia Pira did not suffice to assess your capabilities. So I shall try something else.
My iPad! Boom.
You are free to use anything at your disposal. The better you fight, the more accurate my data. Attaining a precise measure of your strength, that is the most expeditious way to reclaim the key to which you so stubbornly cling.
Noble Zelenia, dashing as ever. These villains mean to do us harm. Strike them down, I bid you.
Villains!
What? This machine is Zelenia. Indeed it is. We couldn't preserve her memories while she lived, so she has been reconstructed from our recollections of her. The endless me being created in answer to the earnest desires of Alexandrians. That I can accept. But to twist the memories of those I held dear and treat them as playthings. This disgrace I cannot abide!
Alright then.
Loath though I am to comply with their demands, this monstrosity must be destroyed. Not least of all for Zelenia's honor. If she was indeed created from my memories, even if I cannot fight, I may be able to offer you counsel. So please, lend me your strength and end this farce.
I have better phone. Zanolano, hope you're doing well.
Ah, there it is.
Yes, please, cat. Is Clove still in the dungeon? I think we will wait for Clove. He says, I do kind of wish that they at least at times decoupled story dungeons and trials to some extent, though. Yeah, I get it. At the same time, I feel like I recently read something where they actually talked about why they stopped having a separate trial series. That having it in one fixed sequence both enabled them to like do a little bit more with like the actual story stuff, and having the separate trial sequence, because it was trials only, was a little bit limited in what kind of story they could tell anyway, possibly. I can't remember if that was actually what they said. Let me know as soon as you're ready, Clove. Wouldn't it be funny if this wasn't instanced? So you just had like an army of people hanging out here? And in fact, wouldn't that be nice? Because then you could just go like, I mean, we have 8 people here. Anyone who can switch to a role we're missing? Shadowtail says, which is weird, given that the Stormblood trial series had at least one dungeon in it. Well, the thing is, Shadowbringers also demonstrated that same problem. And I've talked about this before. Optional dungeons are like, they're just as much work as mandatory dungeons to make. But the difference is that the mandatory dungeons, like, they stay relevant, quote unquote, for years to come. Whereas optional dungeons, unless you're aiming for mentor roulette unlocks or something specifically from that dungeon, you don't have to unlock it. I imagine a lot of newer players just never bothered to unlock the twinning. Some might not even know what it is. So it kind of makes sense for them to, like, yes, it is Angel. Like, it kind of makes sense for them to, like, go, well, let's try and put the trials and the dungeons on the main path, mostly, so that the content we make stays around for the foreseeable future. Like, it makes sense from that standpoint. Blade! Does she say anything?
I am Zelenia, Triantaphili, Royal Knight of Alexandria, and sworn blade of Her Majesty the Queen.
That's also true, Ham. All of the optional dungeons are basically nothing for the story, unless they force you to do it. Oh, nice. Non-lethal wall. It might hurt more once the fight commences.
Upon my blade, I swear, no harm shall come to Her Highness.
You will not defile Zelenia's memory any longer.
Feel the sting of my divine blade!
Blade!
I know this technique. You must keep moving.
Keep moving?
Have at you!
Holy hazard! Oh.
That her blade work should be recreated so faithfully.
I will suffer none to threaten Alexandria! Heavens roar!
Ow.
Fall!
Have care. Zelenia was capable of much, much more.
I will show you the soul of a royal knight!
Oh. Cutscene time.
For the honor and glory of Alexandria, I strike!
The famous 2-minute cutscene. Oh, Gazel just dead.
No
Huh?
more games!
Quickly, away from the sigils. The sigils channel magic. Be on your guard.
You've no time even to fear my wrath!
You must brace for blade and magic both.
Have at you!
All healers dead.
Taste my steel!
Crap.
There is no escape! Surge!
That is a rough battle. I can see how that would take a few pulls. What? Oh, that adds an additional one. Ah. Hello?
Upon my blade, I swear, no harm shall come to Her Highness.
You will not defile Zelenia's memory any longer.
Feel the sting of my divine blade!
I know this technique. You must keep moving.
Have at you!
It's a little hard to see whether the first half had already succeeded.
That her blade work should be recreated so faithfully.
I will suffer none to threaten Alexandria! Heavens roar! Fall!
Have care. Zelenia was capable of much, much more.
I will show you the soul of a royal knight!
Make space for some polyglots while this is happening.
For the honor and glory of Alexandria, I strike!
And get mana font on cooldown before this happens as well. Is this cutscene at the 2 minutes? It's really close, if not exactly on it.
No more games!
Quickly! Away from the sigils! The sigils channel magic. Be on your guard.
You've no time even to fear my wrath!
I don't think you should stand on the glowy
You must
glowy
brace
pizza
for blade and
slices.
magic both.
Have at you! Taste my steel!
That's a good question, because I imagine they're just making use of the fact that they know that we're doing 2-minute bursts at that time to meme on us.
There is no escape! Surge!
I think the one out that Lanilana is going to be on will become dangerous in a second. You should move away. But not through the boss.
Have at you!
Oh.
Fall!
I know this is merely a reconstruction.
It's a little awkward.
And yet...
I have pledged my life to the kingdom.
Exaflash? Nope. Sudden line AoEs.
Have at you! My resolve shall never waver. I am sworn to protect my queen. I will die before I yield.
That's right. Zelenia was always there to protect me.
Should have transposed there. Don't think this works. Oh, it does. Fantastic.
Taste my steel. Rage and royal. Have at you.
Oh no! Suddenly blade!
Surge.
That's a long fight!
A disgraceful display. Forgive me, my queen. I have failed you.
Yee, hope you're doing well. I'm having fun. Yeah, surprise! That was basically what happened there at the end. Where it's like, oh no! It was like, oh, she's doing the cleave thing, and then like I see the sword pointing at me. Yes, that's the plan, Yeehee, but that'll be in a separate stream. So that people that don't want MSQ spoilers can safely watch that part. Yeah, that was a challenging fight for a normal trial as well. First try after the warm-up lap.
Did you get what you needed?
I did. Though these figures will complicate matters.
Is that so? Well, if we are done here, then I shall end the transmission. Hold it! If you have no scruples about thus defiling the memories of Zelenia, then there is no way we will ever see eye to eye. You are not fit to be entrusted with the cherished memories of Alexandrians.
I, for one, have no wish to employ the fruits of my research in this manner. It is a waste of time and effort.
There you are. No bidowing will.
But since I relinquished my flesh long ago, I must resort to every conceivable method, so long as the hero insists on keeping the key. Why do you so oppose our objective? With the key, we would be able to harvest ether from other reflections and bring forth more endless.
If we just had the key, we would be able to like destroy other universes. Why don't you understand how that's helpful to us? Hello?
We could give this chance to evolve not only to the people of the Ninth, but to those of the Source as well. I see no reason why you should reject such a boon.
You're aware of the connections between the worlds?
Oh, don't tell me you thought you were the only ones who knew. That That is the height of hubris. Well, I'd say our conversation has run its course. Ultimately, what you think is immaterial, for the seeds we've sown have already quickened. The people have glimpsed hope in transcending death, and they can ill turn away from it. And thus does my role come to an end. The rest I leave in your capable hands, Calyx.
As a token of gratitude for consenting to my tests, I leave you with a gift. Be sure to take it with you.
It's one burger. It's my iPad. Zelenia was kind, but she could be stern. A pillar of strength when I ascended the throne in troubled times. Not only did she protect me, she also buoyed my spirit whenever it threatened to buckle under the pressure of my station. By preserving her memory and honor, you've done more for me than you could know. Thank you, Caetsu. That does explain a lot, Free Life.
Zelenia, it pains me to think that you're gone too.
Because having a cutscene and then like you come back to, right, well our healers are dead, so we can just wipe it now, feels a little bit evil, especially for a normal trial. But if they're basically like, yeah, that's the fight we're referencing, then it at least makes a little bit sense, like a little bit. But I do feel like it's a little mean. But I mean, it like, if we think about it, if she had done like a big raid wide that killed the healers and then a cutscene, it would have had the same result. She could have like, they could have had the cutscene and then you get control of your character and then the raid wide, but not enough time for you to like heal up for it. So like, if they wanted the raid wide there, it doesn't really matter whether it's before or after, like how it aligns with the cutscene. The thing that makes it really mean is that it could just catch you with one person alive and you might as well wipe it, right? Fifth try.
Aha! Oh, we found you at last.
Hey guys.
You had us quite worried when you suddenly disappeared. What in the world happened?
We got yoinked.
Then preservation's objective is indeed what Calyx claimed. But for them to know about the source and the shards, and to refer to theirs as the ninth, that raises some questions.
Indeed. But for now, I'm just glad the two of you are safe. Oh, right. While we were scouring the castle for you, we came upon a room that looked like a library.
By learning about the Alexandria of old, we may gain valuable insights into preservation. Might we take a number of books with us?
Did you notice the no more games? I did not.
So books still remain. Of course. You are welcome to any that may be of use.
If you don't mind, could we take a look around here first? I'm especially curious about the area over by the throne.
This tiara, it was hers, the Endless Sphene's. What's it doing here?
It's a type of regulator, I believe. It contains the data of the Endless Sphene's memories. Calyx likely used it to create the Simulant. Which means that as long as the tiara is in our keeping, we shouldn't need to deal with any more Simulants. Strange that he would abandon it, though. Perhaps because the Simulant already played her role, like she said. Or Calyx made a copy of the memories. In any case, not much information of import appears to remain on this terminal. But I'll make it so we can access it remotely from the back room.
This contains the memories of another me. The tale of her journey as Queen of Alexandria. Might I hold on to this tiara? You may examine it whenever you wish, of course.
It would be for the best, I think. Does that work for you, Shale?
What happens if she puts it on?
No objections from me. All right, I'm finished. Let's head to the library, and then back outside.
Farewell, Zelenia.
The simulant gave the impression that she wouldn't be back, but I suppose only time will tell, and at present we have no further leads on Calyx. For now, perhaps you could take a moment to contact our friends. It would be good to catch each other up on recent developments, and I'm certain everyone would appreciate hearing from you. Will we use a link pearl to just say hello? Wow! Alpha, no. Ah, excellent timing, my friend. I had a mind to call you myself, see how you were faring. Calyx. Well, something was obviously afoot. I couldn't have imagined that such an individual would be involved. It's as well you were able to prevent the Simulant from sowing further uncertainty. That said, her absence may have consequences. The people of Alexandria still have great trust in Sphene, displayed in the way they speak of her even now, and in how the Simulant was able to win them over. When they notice she has ceased to appear again, rumor and worry will spread. We must be mindful of any pronounced shift in the mood of the populace. But forgive me, it's been battle after battle for you, hasn't it? We can handle ourselves for now, so pray rest up while you can and recover your strength. Erenville. Caetsu. This is a surprise. Has Wuklamat gotten into trouble again? I see. Knowing you, I expect you're already looking forward to the next obvious trap. Try not to overdo it. Well, I mean... I'm in the outskirts at the moment. I've been helping the people with their work and talking to those I meet to gauge their sentiment. It's been uneventful for the most part, but there was one notable development. Following recent events, some here stopped wearing regulators. This has led to a disparity in what people remember about the Queen's death, and the occasional episode of confusion. I'll be sure to let you know if there are any other changes. Okay. Oh, free live. I believe the goalpost was moved to it couldn't be scions. But yes, they are Ellison. They're just children. Alice. Yes, hello? Caetsu, for you to call out of the blue, is something wrong? No, actually. What? What? You went all the way to the bottom of Everkeep and you didn't think to ask me to come? But I suppose I've been fairly busy myself. I'm pleased to say that we've received permission to begin administering the cure for 11 sickness to citizens. I'm actually due to visit a boy named Milos shortly to see how he's responding to his treatment. You've met him before with Malachite, I believe. The two of you should attend as well if you have time. My face when I didn't ask Red Alpha, no. You're Stola. If it isn't Caetsu, is something the matter? So preservation is behind the recent intrigue. It doesn't surprise me. I'm glad to hear you are none the worse for your trials, though. As for myself, I've just concluded a meeting with Gozan. I told him about the cure for Levin sickness, and we formed a tentative plan to treat all those who are stricken. I'm now otherwise unoccupied, so I shall take a look around the government sector to see if aught is amiss. And if this Calyx is obsessed with the key, then I ought to begin studying it in earnest as well. You haven't started on that? Wolves Den Pierre music. What did the others have to say, if I may ask? They told me that I was stupid for stepping in an obvious trap. Nothing else of import. But you all kind of knew that, right? They finished treating Milos. Then we have to go and visit him. Would you mind if I accompanied you? I understand he's afflicted with the self-same condition as I was, and I cannot help but worry for him. Of course, we don't mind at all. In the meantime, I shall take myself around Solution 9 and see how things are. I share Alphina's concern about the Queen's absence, and even setting that aside, the situation is not like to resolve itself while becoming endless remains an option. I've been meaning to visit some shops, so I shall join Kryl. While everyone's out and about, I'll try to pick up Calyx's trail. I'll see if I can dig up some information about the key for Y'shtola as well. I'll help you. Hacker Man will help. It seems we all have things to do. Still, there's no telling what else Calyx might have planned, so please be careful, everyone. Right, let's go to Milo's apartment. It is in residential radius 914, if I remember correctly. Onward! Oh, there's the door. Hello? Look, it's Dagger. I mean, Aradil. Hello. You came before with Queen Sphene. I'm glad you came again. I believe he'll be fine now. But just for good measure, I'll administer a healing spell. I'm a fire in Malaysia.
I once hoped that Milos at least might be made an endless. Then he wouldn't need to suffer anymore.
You feel different now?
Thanks to Alizé, Milos is on the road to recovery. He can grow up and live a normal life. And I want to be there with him every step of the way. To grow old with him as his mother and not something else. That should do it. You're doing well, I'm glad to say.
Thank you, Alizé.
You're welcome, Milos. Now, you'll feel breathless for a little while still, but don't fret. It'll get easier to speak with time. That said, we can't rule out the possibility of a relapse. As a precaution, I would keep him away from lightning-infused objects.
That's going to be difficult in Solution 9. Don't touch your bed.
Lightning. Does that include regulators? It does. I understand if it's difficult for you to part with something that you've worn for so long, though, so it's entirely up to you. No. For Milos' sake, I will do it. And if the environment here isn't good for him, I must consider moving outside the dome.
No iPad!
You two would be more than welcome in Tulihyolal.
It's very assuring to hear that. If you don't mind, could you tell me about the process?
We'll do that off screen.
I'm happy. I can talk again. Before, I couldn't even thank my mother for caring for me. But now we can talk lots. I can tell her that I'm happy. That I like it when she strokes my hair.
Your mother is happy to talk to you as well, I'm sure.
Queen Sphene always cheered me up. Always said that she would cure me. Today, I'll practice walking with Mother. And next time, I'll go and visit you.
Thank you for explaining everything.
We'll
That's
come
great.
again to check on you. So if you have any other questions, just let me know. Right. Let's get going, shall we?
Please come back soon. You too, miss.
Yeah, I know, right, Sip? Great to hear that Milo's doing better.
It's good to see Milos doing so well.
The Endless Me gave him the strength to hang on, and she didn't rely on any special power to do so.
She wanted her people to be happy. Even though we had to fight, her love for them was very real, and it reached Milos.
I wish to be there to watch him grow as well. To make my way beside the people of Alexandria. In the name of his evolution, Calyx has wrought much unease and misery, and I cannot condone his path. No, I shall forge ahead on a path of my own. One that honors the memory of my other self.
They added new glowy weapons. Fantastic. Of course they did it. Just surprise edition. Well, I have some materials to make those. Milos is a kind and brave boy. It did me well to see him. One day, I hope that I can speak with him about my other self. Come, let us return to the back room, and on the way, let us pick up treats for our friends. A little gift to show our appreciation for their hard work. Like Stinkcat's there.
Citizens of Alexandria, please be advised. The distribution of neo-regulators has concluded. We ask that all recipients equip their regulators and promptly complete device registration. The evolution of our kind is at hand. Together we shall rise above death and bask in the infinite possibilities of eternal life.
What is this?
Evolution? What evolution?
Those with neo-regulators will become endless, apparently.
Oh, I thought they'd become Charizard.
You mean there's no more? Well, don't you feel lucky?
Don't look at me like that. Queen Sphene said there were only so many.
I haven't registered mine yet. The more I thought about it, the more unsure I felt about becoming an endless.
Well, I registered right away. Anything to stop those terrible nightmares of being killed by mechanical soldiers.
Ultimately, what you think is immaterial, for the seeds we've sown have already quickened. The people have glimpsed hope in transcending death, and they can ill turn away from it. I see. The terror of their first encounter with death still lingers in their hearts. Having previously been spared even the idea of it, they know not how to handle the emotions.
The funeral was meant to give everyone the chance to come to terms with loss, to grieve and move forward together. But everyone who was wearing a regulator had their memories of that moment erased. And to see those oblivious, happy souls, those who remembered must have wondered if it might not be better to be like them, to go back to a time when death didn't exist.
And now they've been presented with the chance to do just that by becoming an endless. It's not hard to see why they would consider it.
During the meteor? What do you mean, Free Life?
If this fear of death continues to spread among the people, what will become of Alexandria? The gifts for our friends will have to wait. We should return to the back room at once.
Oh, you're safe. That broadcast had us worried. The entire populace is on edge.
Free Life says, I thought the whole world ought to be more acclimated to the fear of death after the AR meteor story. This is people from the 9th Free Life. They weren't there. They were in their own universe, essentially. They were presumably dealing with the fallout of the whole electrope thing that they've been dealing with. But they didn't experience the things that happened in the Realm Reborn, because they were not in the source at that time. They were also not there during Endwalker. So, like, where some people have said that the people of Tulihiola are being weirdly positive about everything and like quote-unquote needing war and all that. That's a little weird. But this place has not existed in the source until 7.0. This is not Eorzea, no. This is like we're technically in the 9th right now. It's just that they got like taped onto the source. But we're basically they were a different dimension that was teleported to ours in a way.
So Alphino and the others are still out there.
And yeah, true, even if it was the source, it wouldn't be Eorzea, it would be Tural, right?
We have a situation on our hands! A civilian has been killed by a mechanical soldier here on Trueview.
Bruh.
Wayakwe is on the scene and reports that the problem unit has been subdued by another sentry.
That doesn't make sense. Only someone with the King of Resolve's authority could order a soldier to do that.
Alex?
Not good. I tried to check the status of the authority but was blocked from the core system. Given recent developments, I'd wager that Calyx is responsible for this.
Perhaps we should go and see for ourselves.
Hello?
There's been an incident in the outskirts.
Oh.
A mechanical soldier attacked a local resident for no apparent reason. Fortunately, several nearby hunters dealt with the rogue machine, so everyone is safe. But if other soldiers were to...
Naomi says, NPC, someone has been killed! Kai. Bruh.
Wait. Is that... Oh gods. More hostile sentries are bound for the settlement. I'll try to lure them away and then lose them somehow.
That's the spirit?
Ill tidings, I take it.
In the outskirts too?
You'll go and help Erenville, won't you? We couldn't forgive ourselves if he came to harm. I'll have Geo join you from Earth and Sky.
I'm coming too. I can't stay here while my people are in danger.
Let's go.
I hope you can attack, Golulja, otherwise you're just an additional person we need to protect. Oh right, outskirts. Yes, that's true, he has King's authority, so maybe he can just tell them to be gone. I'll never get used to being able to mount up while running. Oh right, that's true. We don't need to protect him because he's a child. I have been shenaniganed. Bamboozled even. Things have settled down here, but I still see no sign of Erenville. Let's split up and look for him. Oh no. Golulja, Sphene, please search in the settlement area. Meanwhile, the rest of us who can defend ourselves will head further out. That's what I said. War Manatee! Onward! That was a close call. My thanks. As I was leading the soldiers away, I caught sight of this poor fellow being pursued. I went to help, but was rather out of my depth. We're lucky you found us when you did. Erenville, I'm so glad you're safe. We were quite worried when we couldn't find you. We encountered soldiers on the way here. Most paid us no mind, but some turned out to be hostile. There's no way to tell until they set on you. The ones here also attacked without any warning. If I hadn't been paying attention, it could have been ended badly. Hopefully the others were able to escape. We should return to the outskirts and take stock. Really, Adam? I still like using Fire Paradox. It's just weird because you kind of want to hold on to it until you need to use it. So when you don't need the mobility of it at any time during your astral fire, you go like fire 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, and then right at the end you're like paradox. Well, you need like fire 4, 6 times, then flares, and you're like paradox, despair, maybe transpose swift cast or blizzard 3. Like you have a lot of instant casts back to back because like they all just bunch up at the end.
Right. We're none the worse for the wear. But let's see what the situation is here.
Geode and his people came and joined us while we were searching for you. After which we happened to encounter Malachite. His usher duties brought him here, and he has quite the story to tell.
True, Cat.
It's a bit puzzling, to say the least. Even so, I'll try my best to explain. I was called to attend to the unfortunate soul slain by the mechanical soldier. Yet, when I arrived, I found no body, only a pile of dust, which the wind quickly scattered. Confused, I questioned the residents, but none knew what had become of it.
How odd. Did they remember the victim at least?
Probably not. Regulators.
They did.
Oh.
Their memories of the deceased weren't sent to the cloud, I don't believe. Yet, no body remained.
If someone took it, surely they would have been noticed.
With your permission, I shall return to the government sector for now. Please take care.
This is terrible. Why would they make the soldiers do this?
If preservation is behind the attacks, I fear this won't be the end of it.
All the Neo-Regulators have been distributed, and potentially 5,000 Endless are about to be born. What does Calyx hope to achieve with these killings? Does he seek to frighten people into registering them? Or perhaps...
Here it comes.
Oh, thank the 12 you answered. Shale told me what happened. Is everything all right? I see. 'Tis a relief to hear that Erenville is safe. Alas, I do not have good news to share in return. A driver lost control of his vehicle when its interface became unresponsive, and it crashed into the Nexus arcade, injuring several people. Kryl and I are helping to render aid, but with the Sentries behaving strangely, we can't afford to lower our guard. Remain vigilant, my friend.
I just received word from the backroom. A hover cargo on TrueView threw off its driver, and it's rampaging through the area as we speak.
Alphino had a similarly troubling report for me. Apparently, a riderless machine in the government sector came to life near a crowd clamoring for neo-regulators. It proceeded to mow down several citizens, causing serious injuries.
This is a tragedy. We must go and help the people.
Sphene, wait! I'm coming with you!
Alphino is with Y'shtola, and he said they'll be all right. I'll go and see if other incidents have occurred elsewhere. From here, I'll head towards the quarry by way of the Drift Downs.
Certainly a lot of hover cargoes coming and going in those parts. I'll join you.
I shall remain here and speak further with the locals. I have company now, so you needn't worry about me.
Then let's return to Solution 9. If we hurry, we can catch up to Malachite and Sphene.
Yeah, you know, right, Free Life? I have seen others mention this, but this particular section does remind me a little bit of a particular section in Shadowbringers as well. It is different, but...
Sphene's gone on ahead. I leave her with you.
Huh. Try this. Better gun. Look at Slythander.
Bloody things have gone mad.
Why is this happening?
Surely there's a finite number of these things.
Sure.
Everyone, please try to remain calm and make your way to resolution.
Remain calm.
This is just like before, when Zelenia unleashed the soldiers on us. I don't have any souls left. I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
Wink.
No, you don't!
Wink. Fire and red twice?
No! No! Why did you do that? Why?
You can't just leave me alone like this. If we had been endless, then you'd still be here. You'd still be with me. But now...
I thought that too for a second, Cat.
Are you alright?
So many hurt. So many dead. This is wrong. This is all wrong.
Thank the 12, you're all unharmed. It's a small solace amidst this tragedy, however. The machine rampage seems to have been only temporary. Soldiers and vehicles alike ceased to operate all at once, as if they had fulfilled their purpose. It's the same outside Everkeep, though members of Oblivion are keeping watch for good measure. The first attacks came shortly after the announcement that Neo-regulators had run out. It can't have been a coincidence. I struggle to imagine that anyone but Calyx could gain control of the soldiers. This must have served his ends in some way. Ulja, are you still without your authority? It's fine now. I'm in control again. We might take the opportunity to shut down the machines. There's no guarantee this won't happen again. Yeah, I would say that too. That is a good idea. Namachi just talked with Everkeep's administrators about that. They said it wasn't so simple. The mechanical soldiers don't only serve as guards, they also perform various vital tasks like providing medical treatment and managing food production. If we shut them down, we'd struggle to render aid to the citizens, let alone restore their lives to normal. I made it so they can't use weapons anymore, though. Hopefully that makes it a little safer. That seems the best approach for now. Thank you for your swift action, Gululja. This powerlessness, I can abide it no longer. Alright. No matter how much hardship and loss, we could endure if there was but happiness at the end. Yet all I see now is suffering and misery. And I cannot bear it. I want to protect the people. For their happiness, I would do anything and everything. So please, please lend me your aid. Oh, Sphene, you found the words I wished you'd said back then. Our strength is yours, Sphene. Together, we'll get through this. Let us split up and get to work. Might I trouble you to report to Shale, my friend? Free Life says, what job is Graha running? He appears as an all-rounder, because when you do duties with him in tow, he will play Paladin, Black Mage, or White Mage, depending on what is needed. But he runs around with a staff for most things. So in most cutscenes, he'll do like a mix of Black Mage and White Mage stuff, but sometimes he'll suddenly have a conjured sword and shield, if needed. So he's basically switching job on the fly, in a way. It's been a trying day, but it seems the worst is behind us. What's the situation out there now? Bad. You've moved quickly to restore things to normal. Thank you. Yet, while disarming the soldiers is indeed prudent, it is far from comprehensive measure when vehicles can be commandeered to inflict damage and sow chaos. For the time being, I'll set our people to keeping a close watch on machines. I also have a mind to consult the authorities about enlisting hunters to our aid. Hunters? I must regain my proficiency in magic. To that end, I shall seek advice from Y'shtola and Alice. Among the books we recovered from the castle is a grimoire I once used. I hope to learn to wield it again, at everyone's side. A grimoire? You're going to be a scholar. As for the key, I think it best that it remains in your care, though it means you will bear the greatest risk. In order to ease your burden, I shall endeavor to become a capable warrior and make Otis and Zelenia proud. That's living memory. This also reminds me of Shadow Wings a bit.
By illness weakened, by wounds unmade, by age decayed. Such fragile flesh is worthless to us. How mankind should evolve, shall evolve. I have already arrived at the answer.
Oh.
The time is come to pose a new question.
Reprieve from death, but at what cost? For endless life, a legion lost. Chaja! 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 Also this. I think Ardell was the one that mentioned this earlier. Glowy craftable Endwalker Extreme 2 weapons. Is Solution 9 just back to normal then? I guess it is. I was just thinking that's going to be a really weird thing to end on. Like just for 4 months we'll just have like broken and bashed Solution 9. But no, it's back to normal, I guess. It did say something about something crashing into Nexus Arcade. Is there a hole or something? Nope. It's all good. It's back to normal. But yeah, we did the thing. MSQ done in about 3 hours. And now we just have one thing left, but that'll be after a break. I think that was interesting. But it is also quite peculiar how there are a lot of similarities. The things it reminds me of was in Shadowbringers there was that time where Elidibus revealed himself. Feels a little similar to what happened here. And right there at the end reminds me of Fandaniel musing in a spooky way. You know what I mean? I'm trying to not be too specific. In case anyone's like listening in here, that are like, I can watch like 7.2 MSQ, that's fine. And then I'm like musing over 5.3 or something. That might be closer to them. That's good to hear, Yannick. Now, that was that for the MSQ, so I'll probably hold a little bit break, and then we'll be back with the normal raids. Hopefully we can round up a group of 8 to do them, either for the first time or people wanting to do them again. But on that note, if you enjoyed this particular stream, it helps me a lot if you leave a like on it here on YouTube. That tells the algorithm this was an enjoyable stream and you'd like other people to enjoy it as well. So thank you so much in advance. And if you'd like to be part of the Discord community server, there's a link that Ariel posted there in the chat. There you'll find the schedule and everything else. You will also find the link to the next stream in a little bit, so that you can catch it when we go live. And if you'd like to support the channel even more directly, you can become a member, you can gift memberships, you can use the super chat system, or if you don't like any of that, there's a Ko-Fi link in the description. It all helps support me and the channel so that I can do stuff like this with all of you. Thank you, Free Live. But yeah, in a little bit, when I've had a little bit of break, we'll do normal raid. It shouldn't be too long. Where will be the meeting point for raids? Well, I'll probably be around here. And I'll start with the story, Yannick. But there is both the possibility that we will have way more than 8 people, and there's also the possibility that we will not have 8 people, so do feel free to come down. With that said, see you in a little bit, but if I don't, then good night, good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending where you are in the world. I hope to see you all very soon. Bye-bye!